Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. I'm shooting the backyard, so it's really sunny over here. Today I'm going to talk about what are the different things that you will require for your university application and the different costs that are involved with the application process. So you can go to the university website, and in the requirements section you can just check what are the requirements for the application, and it's always good to do that because these requirements will vary on the university and the course that you are applying to. But all the universities have some common requirements, and we are going to talk about those in this video. So the first thing that you will require is your GRE exam score. Either GRE exam score or the GMAT exam score. And you have to send this exam score directly from the ETS website to the university. And some universities do have a cutoff, like they will require you to have 155 and above in quant, or at least 143 in the verbal section. So make sure that you're checking these cutoff requirements. The second thing that you will require is your IELTS exam score or TOEFL exam score or Duolingo exam score. So any English language exam that is accepted by universities in the United States. Most of the universities accept TOEFL and IELTS, so I will recommend you to go for the same. And again, there are some cutoff requirements for these. Like some universities will require you to have a score above 6 band in IELTS, and similarly there might be some cutoff for TOEFL, so you have to check it before before applying to the university. Then the next thing that you will require are your letter of recommendations. So if you are a student or a fresher, then you can request for these recommendations from your professor. You have to compulsorily get one LOR from the head of department and your project guide. If you are a working professional, then you can request your managers or anyone whom you're working under for 6 months will be in a good position to recommend you. And when you're taking this letter of recommendation, make sure that this letter of recommendation is on the official letterhead with the correct date and stamping and appropriate signature. So yeah, and universities will require, like some universities will require 2 LOR, some universities will require 3 LORs. So it's always safe to get 3 LORs, and then depending upon the requirements, you can just submit the ones that are required. Then the next and the most important thing for any application process is your statement of purpose. So a statement of purpose is like an essay. It is your story where you are going to talk about what you have done during your undergraduate years, after your undergraduation, what were you working on, what are your research, your projects, your interest, and why do you want to do masters right now, and why masters from that specific university, what are the different points that have attracted you about that university. So all of that things you have to mention in your SOP. You have to get this SOP proofreaded from someone, so please make sure to start with the writing of the SOP really early, because it is going to take a long time. Then you will require your transcripts. So like that, the universities will ask you to send your unofficial transcripts during the application process, and later on you can just send them the official transcript. So unofficial transcript means that you have your mark sheets, you will scan them and then upload them with your application. And official mark sheets means you will have to go to the university and request them to send your transcripts to the university in the United States directly. And some universities also ask you to do a WES evaluation. So in that case, you have to send the transcripts to WES. They will evaluate it and send the report to the university. So these can be different scenarios. And if you are like from Pune University, it is going to require you like around 60 days to receive your transcript. So make sure that you are applying early before starting the application to get the transcripts. Then you'll require a resume. So I'm sure all of you might be having a resume, and if you don't, then prepare a resume. Mention all of the things that you want to let the university know about you. And yeah, also a passport. So yes, passport is required during your application. You have to send them a scanned PDF document. So these were all the general requirements for the universities. And now let's move to some optional requirements. So these optional requirements are the ones that I have noticed, but there might be some additional requirements that I'm unaware about. Okay. So I noticed that some universities require you to send a video essay. So this video essay is usually of 2 minute or 3 minute, where you have to talk about yourself, or you have to talk about why you want to do the course and how you are suitable for that program. Basically, they just want to check your communication skill and get to know you better. Then they might ask you to get into a virtual interview with them. In this virtual interview, they will ask you everything that you've written in your SOP, in your resume. And again, they want to check your communication skills, and they want to get to know you better. So make sure you prepare for that if your university requires. And some universities will also ask you to send financial documents along with the application itself, so that they can just know if you can actually afford the education or not. So these are all the things that are required. And now we come to the second part of the video, where I'll talk about the application costs. So for GRE exam, you have to pay around $231. I paid around 15,800 rupees for my GRE exam. And in order to send the score directly from the ETS website to the university, you'll have to pay additional $27. And for IELTS exam, you'll have to pay around 13,000 rupees. And again, for sending the score from IELTS website to the university, you'll have to pay 15,000 rupees, 1,500 rupees. Yeah, 1,500 rupees. Then the transcript. So for Pune University, in order to get your 1 year transcript, you have to pay 180 rupees. So assuming that you have a 4 year degree, you'll have to pay 4 into 180 rupees into the number of copies that you're ordering. And if you want to courier this transcript directly from your university to the university in the United States, you'll have to pay around 1,700 rupees or 1,500 rupees for the speed post. Then some universities will ask you to do a VES evaluation. So this VES evaluation costs around $160, and you have to send them your transcripts and some documents. So they have mentioned it on their website. You make sure you check that. Then the application fee. So these application fee ranges from as low as $30 to as high as $150, and it can go above. So make sure you check that. Sometimes you will get application fee waivers if you attend some webinars. You can yourself request for application fee waivers by writing a mail to the admissions team in the university. So these are the costs that are involved. And also I would like to mention some miscellaneous costs. So I'm mentioning them in the application process itself, because somehow they contribute towards the collecting all of your documents for the application. It's not necessary that all of you are going to pay these, but I paid for some of these costs. So the first one is, if you're opting for a counseling agency, so you'll have to pay some amount to them. This amount can range from around 8,000 to 24,000 rupees. Then there will be, if the tutorials, like if you are joining a class for GRE or IELTS, then you'll have to pay fees for them as well, which can range from 8,000 to 24,000 rupees. So I opted for a GRE class, and I also took a help of a counselor for my applications, but I will recommend you to not go for a GRE class or a IELTS class. You can easily prepare it by yourself, and also you don't need a counselor. You just need to be aware, go on the internet, and yeah, I think that you don't need a counselor. So these are all the costs and some points to consider when you're applying for the universities. Make sure that you go to the university website and check all of the requirements for the application process, because let us say that there are 4 documents that are required and you have only sent 3 documents, so they are not going to evaluate your application unless and until they receive all of your documents. The application is going to be on hold until they receive all the documents. So make sure that you have checked all the requirements and you have submitted all the required documents. The next point that you should consider is the deadlines. So there will be a priority deadline, and it is always good to apply before the priority deadline, because you'll have higher chances of getting an admit and also higher chances of getting scholarships. Some universities also have application on rolling basis. So if there are some seats left after the first batch of decisions is rolled out, only then the other students will get an admit. So I will recommend you to check the deadlines and apply accordingly. So yeah, that's all about what you require for your application. I hope you've liked this video, and I might have missed out something, so please check the university website and like, subscribe and share my video as much as possible, and I'll meet you in another video. Thank you. Bye.